Hello, friends. How are you today? Well, it's evening here, and I just had an amazing walk, and I wanted to talk to you because I've been thinking about it, about embodying your energy at 3D, 4D, and embodying your energy at 5D plus. So that you could also say just living in the world without, well, I was going to say without spiritual training, but some people can do this without spiritual training, of course, especially, some of the young people who've come in. But basically, what's the difference between those things? And what I wanted to do was reference you back to the video I made most recently and suggest that you take a look at it, because there's something I didn't say when I recorded that video, which was now about a week ago when I actually recorded it. And I had 100-degree fever. It was 99.5 to 100 the whole time, that I was recording. And I had had one for days. Like after spending so much time in the hospital and hospice, I had a fever, a low fever, like not a big deal, but I had a low fever for like 10 days. So it was hard to shake it. And I really had to take good care of myself. But what I wanted to say is, so when I was looking back over at that video, I thought, oh yeah, I could see like where I looked tired or where the fever was maybe wearing on me, or the whole how many days it had been, and other themes I was talking about. But basically, you can see me go from 3-4D to 5D plus there in the body. And I had said I was recording it at 5D, but I wasn't embodying, the whole time at that level. And because you can see how it's so interesting, you can see how like my facial expression energy and my body energy changes. Like it goes from one to the other and then back and then back. And so here's the thing. When you are embodying at 5D, in my view, this is a state of wholeness, and you're embodying the fullness of the energy of your soul. And the soul heals the body. That's something that's come to me super strong. And I have met over the years, I have had the fortune to meet many people who have had a spiritual practice for a very long time. And it's so interesting because one of the things that I found in all these people is that they look a lot younger than they actually are. It's really interesting. Their skin looks like it has like a glow. They look really super vibrant, and it's pretty cool. So I attribute that to a state of 5D. It's the case in any age, but what I wanted to say is that it's just over the years it's just been easier for me to notice that in people who were at the time a lot older than I was, and it's so interesting how the body can essentially almost change on a dime from being, an expression of under stress or in a lower sort of state of being or of mentality or emotion or physical stress. And then bam, you bring the soul energy, the fullness of embodiment to the body, and it's like night and day. And it's more of it's like when people are in uplifted state and you look at the person and go, wow, you look great today, or whatever. They're in an uplifted state, right? You could attribute it to positive emotions or positive thoughts as well. But I think that when this is really deeply embodied and it's over a long period of time, I think that this is what you're looking at is, the embodiment of the soul, the embodiment of the truth of who we are. And, people present differently when they're doing that. And if you do that, you might notice, depending on the environment that you're in, you might notice that it's almost like different, well, I would put it to song, like it's almost like different music is emanating at different levels of embodiment. And there's this beautiful, I always see it as a sun. That's just how I perceive things. I perceive it as a sun. And then there's certain people who, it's like if you're wearing a blue shirt, I could, with my eyes, see you're wearing a blue shirt. But there's some people who even have this almost, I call it like a lacy quality to their energy. And by lace, I mean these intricate patterns that just sort of show. And that's always really interesting to experience too. And I also attribute that to certain states of being, that are 5D or soul embodying. For some reason, I also kind of attribute that to, I call it like a galactic energy. I don't know if you know what I mean. But anyway, I would love it if you if you have any perceptions about it yourself or experiences you share, just pop them down in the comments. I love to read them, and I do read all the comments, whether or not I comment back. So thanks so much. It's been just great hanging out with you tonight. Thank you.